So this is today's live on Equa Television International, and we're so glad that you could join us on today's edition of the program. Let's talk about life. You will recall that in Luke, the parable of the rich man and that of Lazarus, whom Jesus told us about, the rich man who lived in luxury and extravagance, and then Lazarus, who was always begging and not helped by the rich man, just reminded us of the importance of compassion, justice, and even caring for the less privileged. And on today's edition of today's live, we're looking at charity matters. Have you been showing love and kindness to people around you, or you have just been facing your life and just thinking about you and yours alone? Join this conversation, join this discussion, and you can do well to drop your comments on our Facebook page at Equa Television International. We'll be glad to have your comments. My name is Joyce Jakada. I have engineer Tony J. Nakali. Good morning.
I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, it feels good
Bible
to have
students. Lazarus.
Proudly. You know, today we're going to be doing some illustration. I'm glad I'm the one anchoring this show.
Do something wrong on the show. You see that. You see how you stop automatically anchoring.
Prudence, Samuel Solomon.
Good morning.
I mean,
Joyce.
yesterday I enjoyed the show behind the camera. It was lovely having you all talk about undercover enemies.
Enemy within.
All these people that will not allow us to rest. All
Are you
my
not supposed to
enemies.
say-
All my enemies.
Are you not supposed to say you watched us discussing you people?
Which people? I mean, it's common to hear people shout, all my enemies, when you're the real enemy of yourself. You have no idea. You see, that part of you that will tell you cannot do it is that enemy that you should be fighting. That your mouth that cannot stay in one place, that will always things that you're supposed to keep to yourself.
Anywhere your body goes, automatically your mouth will go. What do you mean your mouth cannot stay in one place?
And tomorrow you will say you cannot trust anybody again because you trusted your friend. Your friend went and betrayed you. That's the real enemy that you should be fighting.
You know that yesterday, it reminds me of how some people are just stagnant. Stagnant in the sense that, you are enemy of yourself and then you are praying. My enemy will not go anywhere. My enemy.
Automatically you are staying in one place.
You are still praying for yourself to continue being one place. Amazing how we just live our life and then allow world system and some kind of trends to just rule how we live and the patterns of our actions. But let's talk about almsgiving, charity matters. It is no news that we live in times where things are really hard. A lot of people are struggling to meet ends meet. I will not ignore the fact that there are some people that want to go any lengths and do anything just to meet ends meet, while we still have some set of people that don't mind crushing on others just to accumulate wealth for themselves, like
People like you.
Abba, how can you be people like me? Who have I crushed you?
You have several times. GM said, who is GM? I said you should go and do this. Who is GM? Plenty times.
Wadeni.
But I'm a humble human being, so I will not fight you.
I'm happy, but that
One day you become a married woman. Music is a Ramamung.
you know, just our parents, you get married.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry.
When I hear those things, I'm beginning to wonder, are you trying to
Are you
curse
laying
me?
curse?
I
Which one
don't
is this
understand.
one? Our mothers will just talk and as if, are you laying curse? Auntie, calm down.
It's like you don't want me to go and enjoy my married life the way you're enjoying your own.
No, that's
my
what you
mother.
did to her. You to you.
It's sweet in Hausa and they will tell you. By kine ke miki ba. But when I miki ba kine. Ama you will see. That you get.
That's how it is said.
So let's talk about charity matters.
Are we live on any platform?
Yes, we are live on Facebook and on YouTube.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Let me see.
Package.
Let me not live fake life. Let me see.
Oh, okay.
Charity matters.
Charity matters. I think that
I don't want to drag you on this show, but let me allow you finish your point. You know all those promises. My gang.
I'm
All
telling
the
you.
lunch that we never saw.
I'm hiding.
Thank God today is charity matters we are talking about.
I'm hiding.
Sweetheart, go ahead with your brilliant points. Go ahead.
All right. So,
I like your dress.
thank you.
You made it.
No.
You didn't made it. Someone went and spoke this English somewhere, and he told them in church that if you speak this English elsewhere, you are your own. Then somebody shouted in the church and said, GMFA TV. Just yesterday, I was laughing. The person called me on phone that he had the privilege of leading a small group in church. That is a small meeting. So he was talking to them. I got to a point and he messed the English up. And he said, if you speak this English anywhere, you are your own. Then somebody he said, GMFA TV. And then all of them just laughed.
You will speak it and warn you against it.
So that means a lot of people are learning the bad English that you are teaching me.
Me.
You didn't make it. Go ahead.
Okay.
When we talk about charity issues arising from charity, anytime you mention charity, I think the first thing that comes to people's mind is philanthropy. How someone goes all out, gives out things to people that are in need, but more times than not, you find that this person goes along with a crowd to witness it, or cameras, videos to have caption of that moment. Oh no, I gave these people this and they appreciated me in this way, and the whole world applauds this person. Oh no, you did great. And that's one of the ways that we all, more times than not, that's where your mind goes to when you talk about charity. And I beg to differ. I don't believe that is what it is entirely. If you want to give to the needy, the whole world doesn't need to know. Personally, that's my ideology. So, more times than not, basically, the issue of charity is that you are giving to people who are in need. So you have seen a need and you're addressing that need. It could be in your community that you see, okay, there's need for water and you make provision for that water. It is charity. If you see someone who goes to sleep hungry and you provide food to that person, that is charity. Charity does not entail that you have to go to the orphanage and give food to the people in the orphanage. No, that's a good one. It's actually charity too. That's a good one. But for me, it goes beyond having to go there, give these children, and then these children are appreciating you in your face, and you're feeling pompous about it. You're feeling so, oh, I'm top of the world because I just give out to people, and I feel pleased with myself. I feel good with myself. That's not really
But
what
is it
I
wrong
think.
for them to appreciate you?
That's not no. That's
You
not.
didn't ask for
it's
it.
entirely. It's. I'm not saying it is wrong. It's not wrong. My point is this: if you base your charity solely on the appreciation that you will receive, then you've defeated the aim. I think that's the way I look at it, because not everybody that you help out would actually go the extra mile to tell you thank you. Not everybody would appreciate it, but it is for you. You're giving out okay, this is what I received and I'm sharing it with someone. Whether the person appreciates it or not, the fact that I've done my part is what really matters. That's the way I look at it.
I understand, like, well explained, charity matters. In fact, now when you talk about charity, the picture that comes to one's mind is somebody going to give something with 10 media stations following that person and reporting the same issue. Like, that's the picture we have. That's the trend now. And that people don't even appreciate it when they give something and they are not recognized or they are not appreciated. Like, that's the mindset. A lot of people, not everybody. But you see, the concept of charity in itself is still recognizing a need and then reaching out to help or provide that particular need. Whether people appreciate you or they do not appreciate you, but you are pleased because you saw a need. The fact that you met that need is enough for you. And that's why when you read Matthew, it talks about how that if you give, your left hand should not even know about it. Like, it's just an illustration. You don't have to make it public, because once it is public and people applaud you, you have received your blessings. But your Father who sees in secret and knows your intention, he will bless you. So that applause that you get from men, of course, that's your own reward here on earth. You have received the award. So like your Father in heaven do not need to do anything for you. So the concept, we have so changed it, how that people even get angry when they meet your needs, or when they do something, or when they support you and you don't say anything. You don't come back and say, oh, thank you, or you don't post it and say, oh, this person did this to me, you did not. Like, people get angry and they will not even want to do anything to you again. But that's not the idea behind charity. And I really, you talk about orphans or going to the orphanage. Sometimes we make children that are vulnerable, like we make them more vulnerable because we are helping them. You go, you snap pictures. Some of them are not even properly dressed. You snap them, post it because you went to help them. Like, the intention behind those, I wouldn't want to call it charity. Maybe there's something the person is actually looking for, like beyond the charity. There's another motive behind it, not just about going to meet needs and all. If not, you will not want to make people vulnerable, because you make them speak to microphone to say what, like, to the world, say their situations and all of that. And that's why now you have some people that will decide to just die with their problem rather than coming to you for it, because they feel, even when I come to this person, at the end of the day, my story will be everywhere.
Who cares if I get the solution? That's your. I say I'm hungry. I'm dying of hunger. You gave me food and you went and told.
Yeah, you snap.
What is my business?
Yeah, that part of the stomach is filtered.
Because once I'm full, I'm gallivanting. Why? That's your business. You're telling.
But what I think what Joyce is saying is that on the long run, certain things that you have done for people and you've broadcast it to the world could leave an imprint on this child. If this child grows, or if this child comes in the nearest future and he's trying to accomplish something for himself rather, you would find this person solely attached. Oh no, at some point this other person helped him and that's why he's where he is.
Prudence, did you watch that video of this young lady that she's into skit making, and then she went to this woman that is really struggling, and she told her, I'm going to give you money, I'm going to do this, like camera was there and all of that, but I want you to first and foremost lie down flat, lie down, start appreciating, just lie down. This woman laid down flat, and she told her not to stand up, that she should keep lying down. I'm going to change your life, I'm going to do this for you. Like, for her now, she's engaged in charity, but this is what she's making the woman do, because
you understand that as engaging in charity, but that's not it. The woman is making content and she's looking for followers, so she has to be dramatic, even at the expense of what charity means. Do you understand? There are various reasons when you say charity, people understand it differently. If you do something for someone and post it, is wrong. It's not wrong. Number one, if a denomination is going out to support people, maybe at the IDP, yeah, and they are saying we have 50 bags of rice and all of that, sometimes it's not to brag that you have done it. Sometimes it's to call the attention of others to know that these are the needs. We have been able to meet a percentage of this need, and we need more people to come and give. Sometimes it's also for accountability.
True.
If you are a politician and you are shouting that you have shared let me not say something that will put me in trouble, but if you are a politician and you are claiming that, what will I say that somebody will not think is the one I'm talking about? Okay, you are claiming that you have shared XYZ number of XYZ item to XYZ community, and the community is saying that it's only 3 people that got this thing. I was with a boss of mine, and he called someone and said, I gave chairman 2,000 t-shirts to bring. The guy said, no. They brought 17 to us. And they said it's for only leaders. 17? Yes. And then he was calling the chairman. The chairman did not pick. He was angry, and I saw it that he was angry. So I said, sir, calm down. Tell him to go round where he has given the t-shirts. Let the people wear it. Let him snap it with them. And by tomorrow, you need pictures of this, all the places that you asked him to take these 2,000 t-shirts. He should snap, and there's no way you can give somebody something after wearing it. You say, give me back. Snap it, do video, let the people talk. Then you need the video tomorrow. Suddenly, he now calmed down. And he called the guy about 3 times. He didn't pick. So later on, the guy called back. He said they were praying. And he said, okay. These t-shirts that I gave you, did you share all of them? He said, yes, there is just remaining 10 or 15. He wants to keep it. When people, he will just give this. Organa said, that's beautiful, but all these places that you have given, I want you to go back and do a video. Let them testify. And then you send them to me tomorrow. We are sharing it on social media so that people will know that we have given out these t-shirts. Thank you. He now hung up. The guy kept calling. I said, don't pick his call until he sends you these videos. So he had to go back to the villages that he shared the t-shirts and collect the number that was on the paper. So you see, sometimes when you want to do stuff like that, you just sit down and say, Solo, welcome to Lagos. You are going back to the village on Tuesday. I can't go to the village, but please, I have 1 million. 200,000, that church project that they are doing, give them 200,000. These old people, Baba, this, Mama, Dad, these people, give them 10,000. These children, these youths, this community, give them 15,000. Give this one 15,000. And then the 100,000 is yours. How will I know that Solo has given this? You understand? So sometimes there are people that do that to get followers. You know, there is someone, I saw someone, he's a celebrity. He does that all the time. He will stack money at home and he'll say, this is 1.5 million. Today I'm giving 200,000 to different people that I'm going to be meeting on the street. Sometimes he will ask, go around and see people that are suffering around. There was one woman that her area is waterlogged. But he entered the water to go and meet her, and he gave her 200,000. He was saying, come closer, come closer. He was telling the cameraman to come closer and show it. And so you see, things like that. Joyce, if I'm doing a thing like that to get 1,000 likes or comments or views, I don't have to share that. The woman has a plight I'm helping deal with. You understand? So when I do that, I will get something more than 1,000 comments, 1,000 if I don't share it.
You see, while I agree with the fact that we live in a time where you have to be transparent, you have to be accountable. Because of how we have so lived outside of the norm or what is expected us to do, like the ways or the means we're supposed to live. That's why you have to always defend yourself and the things you do. Imagine that we live in truth and then we abide by what is expected to. You wouldn't need to explain to people that I've done this, because the works you have done will stand for you. Like, I mean, people will testify that yes, like they can see that these are the things that, you have done. The clear case of the t-shirts now, you see it almost everywhere. But because people lack sincerity and honesty, now you have to be all about defending the project, the things you have done with pictures and cameras and evidence. But if people have not been doing it the wrong way, siphoning money that is supposed to be for this project, using money, gathering public funds for their selfish interests, you would not need to be coming out to say, I've done this. When we study through the scripture, you see for all the miracles that Jesus did and performed, he didn't need to carry a microphone when he goes to another town to say, do you know that when I was in
there was no mic then.
Like he will not need to go and be explaining to the crowd that while I was in Nazareth or while I was in this place, I turned water to wine. I did this and did, carrying record of it and then showing them in everywhere he went to. The work will stand out for you. The people will testify that this is the thing that you have done for them. But now we don't even want the people to test. We want to show that yes, we have done this. Why? Because we have always done it the wrong way. We always want to just prove a point about even the charity we engage in. Some people do that, like you rightly say, just to get followers, just to create content. But we that understand the right way to do these things, like it's there in the scripture. Why do we have to explain ourselves through cameras and media people? It's because something is missing, which is the truth. A lot of times you see that charity, like if you go through the history of humanitarianism, like this movement came about when there was all this famine, drought. People were thinking of how to minimize the effect of all of these things. And that's how they started helping, providing aid to people that were in need or people that were affected by some of these humanitarian crises and even natural disasters. But today, everybody is trying to just provide and create an image of the things that he or she is doing. Do you know I did this for this person? Do you know I did that for that person? Do you know I did, like, do you have to go to that point of explaining or putting up pictures or telling the world that this is the act of kindness that I've done to this and that person?
I think they're just trying to give you a reminder. When I spoke about the television, the internet, the social media carrying all these stories, I think that some people just want to keep them there so that this thing will keep reminding you. You know how Facebook does this and reminds you in like 5 years, oh, you did this 5 years ago, you did this. Google does that too. So probably that's what they're trying to so that people will not forget that they extended this hand of this gesture of kindness to someone. Maybe that's what they're trying to do, so that you don't forget, since the memory of man is really slim. So tomorrow when you come out and you want to do something, people will, oh yeah, he did this 3 years ago, 5 years ago, he did this, so we trust this man. But this is something that you don't really need to announce, because if you really have impact, automatically your work speaks for itself. You don't even have to shout, you don't have to carry gong and be going. You don't have to become a town crier for people to actually appreciate you. In fact, the appreciation that you get from the people that this thing has affected and you are aiding, the people that are benefiting from what you did, is better than the loud noise that the applause that you get from the people outside. Because these people are honest, and it is from the depth of their hearts that they're telling you thank you. While the other people are just saying, oh no, okay, he's popular, I can just identify myself with him as well. So they're probably just also sycophants to help you blow up. Okay, so he did this, let's just help him blow it up since he's trying to do that. So a lot of times we fail to see sincerity when we are doing charity. We keep sincerity kind of by the side. You look for the benefit. I think I've said it a number of times this year on this set, that more times than not, we do things that benefit us. We want to do something that it's like we're giving and we are waiting to receive something in return. So when you go out to do charity, that's the same attitude you go to do charity with, more times than not. Agreeable sometimes is for accountability and all that. That's, we're not disputing that fact. But if we had been doing things right, would have not even needed to do that. The whole accountability, the fact that you just say, yes, I did give them this thing, would be accountability enough, because you're true to your word. But because we have so let go of honesty, and
a clear example is the story of the creation. Like, we can see all the things that were created. Like, so you didn't need to, like, Jesus did not need to say, or God did not need to say that, do you know that on the first day I did this and that? On the second day, this and that happened.
You know, Joyce,
on the third day,
I think even what Jesus did was recorded. even the miracles he did, they were all recorded.
So
you
my point is
understand?
that it's not
We-
him.
I am just saying no, but is the intention. It doesn't have to be him. It is the intention. You see, I'm not popular.
Who said so?
I'm just letting you know. But there are places I enter. I wonder, suddenly I see on Facebook and all of that, people will just take a picture of you and share. Be like, wow. So what if I was doing something bad? But I was there talking to people and all of that. Like recently I saw a picture of mine and I was shocked. I was counting money to give people. People were there. I was counting. I didn't know who took the picture. So you see, sometimes I don't have to say snap and post. We live in a world where people are looking
just
for
snap
what
and
to
post.
feed others with. Like someone sent them to. But no. You see, if we have to look at this charity thing from a very let me not say diagonal point of view, but from a very critical point of view. If I'm with my neighbor and my neighbor is saying, please, do you have salt? And I say, yes. Please, can you give me some salt? I'm cooking and I ran out of salt. And suddenly when I go in, I'll be like, my neighbor just came and she's asking for salt and I'm getting some salt for my neighbor. You know, they are bougie, they don't have money, they didn't buy salt, and I put the salt here. And I'm like, okay, I'm walking out to meet my neighbor, and I'm like, neighbor, here's the salt. Here's the salt. And I'm posting that. Do you think tomorrow, even if that neighbor is dying, she wouldn't come to me? You see, these are the things that we should avoid. But if it's a worthy cause and you are doing it so that people can see and emulate, I don't think anything is wrong with that. But there are certain things that are very private. Even politicians, when they give some support, they say, look, don't announce this. Don't announce this. I am also letting you know that a lot of things I'm doing, you'll be seeing them posted. I'm not bragging. There is a Yowikan march that is going on in my village. Okay, in my state, in Gombe State. And they are playing the finals at the stadium. And I decided to make some donations. And my names are on it. My names are appearing on these donations. Am I bragging? Do you understand? No. I'm just doing it so that next time somebody will say, wow, I should do something like that before somebody else does this. It's not like I'm going to say, I have done this, I have done that. No, but I'm doing it so that, you know, so there are various things that you can do for people that it looks like, haba. Yesterday, Solo's car stopped. He didn't have fuel, he didn't have money. And I had to go and buy fuel and put in Solo's car. So I should just, after I have done it, I will just see him maybe with a girl that he wants to marry and he's toasting. I'll be like, Solo is not here today. Maybe his car stopped again. Okay, his car is used. Yesterday I gave him fuel to come and see you now. You know what is that, Joyce? That's what you mean by someone has taken his reward on earth already. Someone is in the hospital asking you for help, and then you just give the person, and then everybody is hearing that.
I think you mentioned something, and it's very key concerning this discussion. Motive. I think it counts it all.
Yes.
Because what's the motive of whatever you are doing? It says it all. Because you know it. Because that silent voice that you're avoiding is the voice that is saying the truth. So what is that in your mind that is pushing you to do whatever you are doing? I'm giving you food for what reason? I'm helping this orphanage for what reason? Is it because I saw a need, or because I saw a platform for publicity? Yes, that's and then if you look at it, you know, people now are being driven by the way the world is going. You know, the world is moving in a direction whereby the noise is loud, and if you don't follow the noise, it's just like you are being left out, or whatever is happening. So that's why you see that, like he's saying, somebody is giving you salt, but it's all over the social media. Somebody help you with school fees, but tomorrow he's even putting it in your child's face that the child is what he is today because the person helps the father to pay the child's school fees. You understand? Like Prudence said, you know, some of these things, they have their own way of affecting even the psyche of the person. But look at it this way. I think, it's not that I think, we are created for one another. I'm not created for myself. I'm not created for myself. That thing that someone needs is in me. If today I am giving someone 1,000 naira, Joyce, whether it's intentional, like I want to give for giving's sake because of charity, or I want to give because I want to brag, God have made it that 1,000 must come from me because he owns men. The same way he said he made Pharaoh so that he will prove to the world about who God is, his power and everything. He hardens the heart. He owns the heart of men. So whatever you see yourself doing, it comes from the heart. Okay, what's your intention of doing what you are doing? So, and we should know this. It's not that whether you are a Christian or you are a non-Christian. It has nothing to do with charity. It has nothing to do with good intention. Because you can still be a non-Christian and have good intention towards what you are doing to people. And you can still be a Christian and having a bad intention towards the charity you offer, whether in the church or outside the church. So you should not be deceived that this is it. And then the law of nature, if you do good, you receive good. Whether you are a Christian or you are not a Christian, is the law of the nature.
See, just think about the fact that, like I've always maintained that there's greatness in every one of us. And there's this uniqueness. God did not embed everything in Sambo Solomon. I mean, he was deliberate about, like, putting greatness in everyone. It's just left for us to identify and then bring it all out. Now, when you talk about charity matters, in today's life, more than ever before, if we are able to utilize or harness this greatness that is embedded in us, just picture how the world is going to look like. Like, charity matters, simply put, is just acts of kindness and love. The Bible says you should love your neighbor as yourself. Who is your neighbor? Is it the next house? Like, it's not just the next house after yours, but anybody next to you. If I'm going to watch out for the person that is next to me, and you also are watching out for the person that is next to you, and the other person is also doing the same, just think about how the world is going to be. It's going to be a beautiful place. It's going to be like life entirely is going to be awesome and amazing. But because of how self-centered man is, like, a lot of people just think about themselves, and that's just it. Someone say, you see, country like Nigeria, like, there's enough to meet everybody's need, but it's just the greed of few individuals that have kept us where we are. You are living in luxury, you are living in abundance, and somebody is just asking you for just water, and you're saying, no, I can't.
After giving them water, they will ask for rice.
So you don't even, it's better you impoverish them.
It's natural.
It's human standard. You see,
you apply wisdom.
At times when why is one man rich, another man poor? I think it's a state of mind. The other person is just thinking, there's no way possible in this life I can ever have or see 1 million in my life. Yes, sir. If not, why? You have access to everything. But some people will just say, me, go and kill myself that I'm looking for contract, God forbid. But there is somebody, he will travel to that Abuja and be sleeping in his car until the story is changed. When he comes and builds something big, you say they have gone to to do blood money
Blood
and
money.
all of that. You see, this issue of poverty, the Bible says the poor you will always have
True.
with you. Why? It's because it's just telling us that there are people whose minds can never change.
True.
Some people think they are destined to remain in the village. You know, there are people that left the village. Now, when they go back, they are kings in the village. But somebody is the mind. If I go to Jos now, from what's that local place? Rumpongomna. If I go to
You have
Jos
mind,
now,
though.
he doesn't have mind. He's bold.
Okay, wow.
If I go to Jos from Rumpongomna, who will give me transport? Where will I stay? I don't know anybody. What will I go and start doing? So if you are in the village, who will come and know you? For the sake that you have to know the person in return. So you think a governor will go to the village and introduce himself to you and tell you, okay, you have to come and see me. Who are you?
That's why the name of the place is Rumfongomna, so that
Okay,
the
how many
governor
times
can go.
you know even the state government, they don't even know that place
That's
exists.
why it's named
My
after.
goodness, my goodness.
How many? Who is the biggest person that has been to your village?
Governors. Look at the name now. It's named after the governors.
Governor Tasha Deva Rumpongomna. When you governor a park.
Proudly and opposite.
Dear Lord.
Do you know
You know
what?
governor.
Honestly,
Okay,
Solo,
so,
this poverty mentality, people should strike it out of their minds.
True.
Strike it out. I mean, poverty is not the absence of physical cash. It's a state of
It's a
mind.
state of mind.
It's a state of
And
mind.
why would you want
And-
to position yourself where you always receive? We're
Receive
talking
and
about
not
charity
giving.
matters.
Do
There.
you understand?
Why wouldn't you be the person
Do
that
you
will give
understand?
as well?
Do you
You are
understand?
doing budget with somebody's salary. You're
Yeah.
looking at this your relative and getting angry, even
Because-
developing BP, high BP.
I
because
have,
he didn't help you.
I have an information about some people in my state. Whenever funds are released at the National Assembly for the officers to do their role, you hear these people say, "Answer Kikudifa Muje," and they will take a bus from Gombe and go to Abuja and be knocking every morning at the doors of these people. 50,000, 100,000, and then they come back. And then they leave. When another set of money is released, they go back. Why will I not be the one that
Position
people will knock
yourself.
on my door and collect the money? Why will I be the one that is always collecting?
Receiving.
Do you understand? All these things that they are doing, this palliative, all these things, we don't need it in this country.
In
Get
fact,
hungry all you want.
The name
Get
palliative
angry.
is not even a good thing.
Joyce,
for-
let people watching get angry all they want, but we are not doing good to the people.
Yes, very
This
true.
we have industries that have died. We have so many things that have died in Nigeria. Why won't you bring them up so that these people can have jobs to do and they can be self-reliant? I don't just understand how we think and all that. Even though I'm happy with the efforts of some governors.
State governors.
Yes, like in Plateau, we can see there are buses now that are aiding. Is that not better than sharing rice to people?
True.
Or sharing the money, or say each family will receive 2,000 or 5,000, and you just give the money and somebody will go and spend all the money and not even share it?
No wonder it's called palliative. I'm doing the name literally. When you look,
You
it's something
understand?
you give to somebody that is almost dying.
You
like
understand?
there's no hope.
So I think that some people are doing well. Some governors are thinking well. We cannot dash out this money because it's dashing.
Yes.
And when you dash something else, it's gone.
It's gone.
Yes.
But let's put this money back. Let it
into
work
the
for us.
system.
Somebody told me what he did in a state. I was amazed. He said this is all he did. He was given an employment. He was appointed. And when he was appointed, he just looked, what is the money in the state government? He said, okay, he's borrowing 100% what they have. So they had a particular amount. So he borrowed the same amount and he doubled it and he traded the money.
Wow.
Do you know what? In 3 months, they got almost 20 times that money. And he took back the money they borrowed, and then they started doing contracts in that state with the money. You know, the idiosyncrasy is simple.
It's
Well, and you just have to think. You just have to think. Don't be poor. Don't be poor. It starts first of all with thinking globally.
Yes.
Don't be poor. Don't be poor. It's not a good thing. You know, when people wake up, if you channel the energy you put towards negativity into doing something positive, you become a well-respected human being. But when you are always sitting down, waiting, let
receive.
them pay solo, and they pay you, and then I'll just come, oh God, Allah, I need this, I need that. That my life is, people even post it. This is salary week. My friends, don't frown.
Yes.
Pick your calls when we call you and all of that.
Oh, no.
Even if it's a joke, it doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. And what you're saying just reminded me of a discussion I was having with someone. And this is what she said. She said she loves to help people. But when she's helping you, she wants to see what you have to bring to the plate for yourself. For instance, if she wants to give money to somebody, let her see that this person has a plan on what he or she wants to do with the money. So that you know that this person is going to go and turn over what you're giving to foster this person's life, and not for the person to just stay in one place and tomorrow is coming back again to ask you. That she has a cousin, but who always asks, he's just one call away to tell you, please borrow me or please help me with. And she said over time she stopped picking his call because she can't continue helping someone who cannot even afford to help himself for just
It's
a
not
day.
just her prudence. There are a lot of people that made that decision. Like they have stopped. How long do you
Joyce,
want
I've
to be
stopped
giving
picking some
money?
people's calls.
Like
let
how
me,
long?
Let me even tell you one thing that happened. Somebody was always asking me, please, even if it's 2,000, let's eat something at home. I will send. Please, even if it's 500, I will send. I kept doing that. Then one day something told me, are you sure? Are you sure? So I called the person up. I said, how are you doing? As he said, fine. I said, your requests are so much and small that they are always small, 2,000, 3,000. That's what he's always asking. I said, I was thinking somebody is using your phone. He said, my brother, this is a situation I found myself. You just need to keep helping me. Just keep helping me.
How long?
So one day I was discussing with someone. I was not discussing about him, but suddenly I was with that person and he sent me a text. So I read, and I'm like, so person is, I think we should do something. Maybe if we should contribute, buy him a car, let him do transport business. That guy laughed. He said, you don't know he's into drugs. I said, what? He said, yes. He said he's roaming around to Nwada every now and then. He's into drugs. I hope you have not been giving him money. So I just went to my message app and I typed his name. And then, you know how the bank will just send you the alerts with that person's name. So I showed my friend. I said, see, he said, so you are the ones that have killed so person.
Oh, no.
I said, how am I supposed to know? How am I supposed to know? I don't go to Angwa like Ukubarot, and I don't go there. So I don't know what's happening there. I don't know all this from governor and all. I don't know. This Joyce lives around there. She should have told me. I don't go to Angwa, you know.
Wow.
But it was, Joyce, it is sad. It is sad. His father and my father were like this. We grew up I thought these guys were my brothers. Until we grew up, they said, no, they are not even from the same state as you. Now see, he is a strong addict. So since then I said, I don't want him to perish further. So let me save my money.
You know why it is very
Some people
important.
they are doing wrong things with your money.
True.
I discovered another one recently again. Somebody called me and said, Kai, this guy, he needs help. What do we do? I said, which guy? He said, this guy. I said, I sent him 20K. He said, hey. He said, no, he's a member of my church. He said, no, don't ever send him money again. Sometimes he removes his shirt on the street. I said, are you serious? He said, yes. So you see these people, they keep their phones close to them because if the phone is missing, there's no source of income.
Yes. Like every day they just think of people that they will send
So
messages
you are
to.
not with these people every now and then.
Yeah.
So you think it's a regular struggle in the country. 5,000, 10,000, 3,000 as you have. You don't know. So now, if somebody is asking for something, you start asking people. You see,
Yes, no.
he's not okay. Then you transfer. He is, so you keep your money.
But I
But
also
how do
think
you
that
know?
that's part of charity as well. The fact that you're checking
Giving
out
them
to
money
see,
to buy drugs.
no,
checking.
Okay.
checking
Checking
up
out.
to see what exactly is
Charity
this
is
person
not just
using
about
it
giving
for.
money.
Money.
A lot of
Yes.
times we
Food.
think when we say charity is just you packaging food, use clothes, and all of I'm going to give the
Exactly,
needy.
but
But
no.
do you know act of service is also charity?
Yeah.
There are people in your community or where you live. You see them, they keep picking things around. They work as gardeners. Like they make sure that the environment is always clean. For them, that's their own act of service. They might not have the money to always give. There are other people that every Saturday, some of these old women, you go to church, you see that they are the ones that always sweep, mop, ensure that the church is clean, wash everything. Like that's for them, that's their own act of your own.
Yeah, not
Your
in case.
time can also. There are people that dedicate their time to speaking with people that are in need, like
Yeah.
people that need support, encouragement. You also spend your time teaching people
Teaching,
as part of your own service. Like you don't get paid for that, but you can organize a program that will help a lot of people, like out of the situations that they found themselves, maybe negative situation. You talk to them. Some people open Facebook pages and they do a lot of content that will help people. All these are also acts of service. So while we always emphasize on the fact that it is important we show kindness and love to one another, people should not feel entitled to receiving this from this act of
Hey,
charity.
you're on your own,
You
Joyce.
should not be entitled.
You are on
You
your
too
own.
should think
See,
of giving.
There are people
Mm.
that have imaginary figures of what you have in your account.
Mm.
So
And
when
what-
they beg you for
And you
a
give them less
fraction
than-
of it,
And what you should give
the
them.
insult you receive, they will collect it
True.
and thank you. But the insult that you receive, this Joyce
Yes.
is always on TV wearing this, wearing that. Do you know this guy sent me only 5,000?
Yeah.
It's 5,000 small in this country
True.
now.
True.
Do you know
Oh,
what you will do
goodness.
to make 5,000 in Nigeria now?
Somebody that cannot give another person 100 naira. and
That's
that
what I'm
is
saying. Do you know
insulting.
what you will do to get 5,000? Imagine. That is aside. That aside. Do you know what 5,000 can buy for you in this country now? What? No, just think about it. What? Even people that are using money to buy things that make them wayward, they are complaining. It's expensive to be wayward now.
True.
I'm telling you,
I mean,
these
I
drugs,
saw a
these
video.
drugs that people are buying, how much is it? So, if you have 100,000 now, Joyce, and you want to help 5 people, which is 20,000, please tell me. I know it will go a long way, but tell me, what will 20,000 do for one human being in Nigeria that has 2 or 3 children? Tell me. No, tell me. Give me an idea. How much is a measure of corn?
It's 1,000.
It's 1,000. Okay, let's assume that is what you are going to keep eating. If you buy it itself, you can't cook only that grinded corn. You have to make a sauce with it to eat it, or a soup to eat it with.
So whether you're buying charcoal or firewood or gas,
And you
or-
have to
you
cook it.
spend.
Yeah.
So how far can 20,000 naira go in the life of someone? So and you try to appreciate and wake up and do something.
True.
Don't be the one always expecting help. Wake up and do something. Do you know what annoys me? Young girls carrying phones that can start them off
A
3
business.
businesses. What
True.
is a business? 3 businesses.
True.
You see a girl carrying
True.
iPhone 15. That phone is about 1,500,000 to 2 million. You are carrying that in your hand, and then you are begging for money again.
Begging
For
for
data.
5,000 naira.
For data.
For data.
What is the craziness? And all of these kind of people, they are not engaged in anything positive. Why won't you learn trades online since you love the phone so well? Okay, let's assume you have bought a 1.5 million naira phone, or they bought it for you, or you stole it from somebody who bought it. You have that
You
phone,
just-
it's yours. Why will you not start thinking of what to do with that phone to make money? There are thousands of them. There are people who don't go out. They are in their rooms making money
Yes.
4/7.
from their phones,
True.
making money.
True.
You see, I was complaining this morning about people who just show you materials, like what we buy to sew clothes, to make clothes. They just show you. They don't have it. When you send them the money, they will place the order
Yes.
and send and give it to you.
Mm.
and then they make 1,000 or 2 from it.
Like I've always
If they
said,
do 30 of that in a month,
How
they
much
have
is that?
60,000. But some young people, they call them Gen Z. From the name, you know that nothing good will come out of them. They don't want to do anything.
just soft life. You see
Nothing.
why I will always say that now you don't even need a startup capital to start a business. There's no excuse because you can just you're always online, but you're begging for money when you can just pick from the product that Sambo Solomon is selling, post it, and as soon as you do it, other people will buy it and all of that. So it's just important that beyond you thinking of receiving, you also be the giver. And if we all think in that direction, it's going to really help us. And I think because of time, we have to really go. Thank you so much for doing this with me.
You're welcome.
So our viewers out there, we really appreciate you. We'll see you tomorrow, same time. Stay blessed.